They look for solutions to their faith crisis, and they will craft up things that will make it convenient for them or make it easier for them, make things settle easier in their hearts. And that's why Abdullah bin Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, he said that whoever establishes the belief in Allah's decree establishes their belief in Allah. If you get that right, then your belief in Allah will be sound, it'll be easy, you'll have tranquility in your connection with Allah. But if you have an issue with that, if you start to, try to diagnose the individual situations in life, whether they're happening on a ummah-wide level or on an individual level, here's what happens to people who try to sit there and judge on why things are happening around the world and try to come up with solutions or try to pass judgment on the things that happen in the world based on their own intellect. What they end up coming to is a place of depression and idleness. Batala, complete idleness. Absolutely unable to do anything. Analysis paralysis is what they call it. You look around the world, everything is horrible, I can't do anything. So because things are terrible on a major level, I'm not even going to do what I can on a minor level. Right? I'm not even going to do what I can on a minor level. And that's a problem. Right? Because then you remove your own responsibility to act, and you're not going to get better emotionally or mentally. On an individual level, something happens to you, and you get so caught up in why is this happening to me that you don't ask yourself what I should be doing and what I can be doing to make the best out of the situation. And so you don't gain clarity, nor do you gain comfort. Instead, you are further disillusioned, and you're further unproductive. Now, how do you solve that problem? The two biggest things that constantly come up is, well, how do we understand the question of evil? If you learn to defer to the justice of Allah and the mercy of Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees what I do not see, He knows what I don't know, then that does not cause you to escape your responsibility. It allows you to, in fact, take greater control of your own responsibility while trusting that the ultimate result will be reckoned with. One of the things that one of my teachers in Tazkiyah taught that I found very profound, he said, if you look at divine decree was the first reason that people went astray. It was the most difficult thing for people to come to terms with. But if you look through the Qur'an, you actually don't find much emphasis on the question of divine decree as much as you do man amana billah wal yawm al-akhir, whoever believes in Allah and believes in the last day. Why? Because if you come to terms with a capable, fully able and willing God, then you're able to relinquish that mistrust. Put the trust in Allah and let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do what Allah does. And if you believe in eternity and you believe in an afterlife, then you believe in a period in which things are eventually rectified. And if you're able to come to comfort and solid belief and conviction in those two things, then everything in between gets solved. Everything else gets turned into a peripheral issue. Because I don't understand, nor do I know, nor is what is observable in this life, even though death has such a feeling of finality to it, nor does everything that I see that happens in this life or everything that ends up happening in this life the end of the story. And I gave a khatira when my daughter Khadija was born, and subhanAllah, witnessing the miracle of life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our children, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us health and afiyah. And you just watch that process and you're like, wow, it's just crazy to see that. And it's amazing to see thumma sabila yassara, how Allah makes a way out and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us life, and then we sprout to where we are. And you watch that whole thing and you go, there's so much that could go wrong, but somehow Allah makes it go right. And there's so much in us right now at this moment that could go wrong, but somehow Allah makes it right. And when you make dua, when you supplicate every morning and you say, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, the one who gives life and the one who sustains after he gives life. The ulama mention in the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they are all derived from this idea of the ever living and the ever sustaining.